Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. In last week's video, I talked about 10 things you must do after ordering your Tesla. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about 6 things that you should avoid at all time with your Tesla. This applies to all Teslas, not just Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. With that said, if you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Let's get it started. And don't forget to hit the like button. Tip number 1, avoid charging your car to 100% frequently and letting it drain below 20%. The biggest reason why you don't want to charge to 100% is it is known to degrade your battery faster over the long run. How fast? It is debatable. Some experts say you should keep it between 20 to 80, some say 10 to 70, but one thing is for sure, you should not charge it to 100% very frequently. That is actually true for all lithium-ion batteries. But for example, in your phone, you don't really think about that because you go through your phone and you change your phone every couple of years, and cell phone manufacturers want you to keep buying new phones. So you don't really think about degrading your lithium-ion batteries on your phone. But for your car, you might want to keep your car for a little longer and take care of your battery. Now, how long you keep that 100% state of charge seems to affect more than just letting it go to 100% and then using it right away. For example, in my road trips, if I know my superchargers are a little spaced out and if I'm going to be tight on charge, I charge it to 100%, but I drive off very quickly, which means I'm draining the battery very quickly after charging it to 100%. That doesn't seem to have a bigger effect, even though it is not recommended. You can use it for your road trips. So if you are going to be short on charge, you can use it for your road trips. Just don't do it very frequently and don't let it sit at 100% often. Another reason why you don't want to charge to 100% is right around 94% or so state of charge, your regenerative braking stops working. So your car is not using the regenerative braking. That means you are not using the full energy efficiency of your car. And for those of you who don't know what regenerative braking is, it is the electric motor in your Tesla. When you are braking, it reverses the direction and acts as a generator. So it is actually putting energy on your battery, which means every time you are braking or going on a downhill, your car is charging by itself. So if you are at 100% state of charge, that does not work and you are not using the energy efficiency. Tip number 2, avoid saying, I'll plug it in later and forget about it. What I meant by that is if you rely on home charging, just remember and make it a habit of just plug it in when you get home. I have personally been in a situation where I got home and I said, I'll just plug it in later. And then I forgot about it. And next morning I woke up with not enough charge to make it to work. And the regular 240 volt chargers only charge your car 20 to 30 miles per hour. So you might be waiting for a while before your car is charged up. So I would just recommend making it a habit of plugging it in as soon as you get home. You don't have to be charging all the time. You can schedule to charge whenever you want, but just plugged in. Tip number 3, don't take your car to a regular automated car wash. What I meant by that is don't take it to a car wash that has those brushes that clean your car, those automated brushes. What happens is if there is any grit stuck on those brushes or in your car, that is going to scratch your car. And Tesla's paints are not the greatest. They are very susceptible to scratching and swirl marks. For me personally, after paying so much money for this car, it's just not worth the risk taking those to the regular automated car wash. Tesla recommends you do touchless car washes. Those are pretty common, or wash your car at home. If you are going to wash your car at home, just make sure to research on the company that makes those product cleaning supplies as well as the product themselves and get some quality cleaning product because you don't want to use harmful chemicals on your seats, your car's exterior or interior. Tip number 4, don't close or open the door from the glass. What I meant by that is we're all used to just grabbing on the edge of the door and opening and closing our car doors. It is fine with other cars because there is frames surrounding the windows, the glass window. But with Teslas, it's just glass window. There is no frame. It's frameless. So if you are constantly just opening and closing the car door using the windows, the edge of the window, you might break that window. So what I would recommend is making it a habit to just open and close your car using the frame of your door, not the glass window of your door. Tip number 5, don't use anti-nagging devices for your autopilot. There's plenty of videos out there where people have used oranges, coin banks, even rubber bands, and there's even devices like a special device that have been invented to avoid nagging of the autopilot, where it tells you to put your hand on the steering wheel. If your plan is to just be responsible, use those devices and still pay attention to the road, that's great. But if your plan is to just use that as a nagging device and not pay attention to the road, that is extremely dangerous. There have been a lot of fatal autopilot accidents. There are plenty of videos out there where autopilot does not work. So using those anti-nagging devices are extremely dangerous, especially if you are not paying attention to the road 100% of the time, and if you're not prepared to take over at all times. Which brings me to my last and final tip, tip number 6, which is do not trust the autopilot fully. When I say that, I have been testing autopilot and full self-driving features for 19 months now, and I have had a lot of close calls with autopilot. It is not a full self-driving. Do not confuse autopilot with full self-driving, because at this stage, with the current functionality, it is just a driver assist feature, nothing more. It is amazing and impressive what autopilot does. It is convenient to just let the car drive by itself. I brag about it all the time, but it is dangerous. It is risky. It is not there yet. So you can't fully rely on autopilot. You have to be always aware and take over at any point with autopilot. Especially, using something like Smart Cement. Smart Cement is just not public ready other than just empty parking lots. It has just been a tool to just show off to people and brag to my friends about, look, my car can come pick me up. But it is so scary. It does not recognize the parking lines. It does not stop at a stop sign. It even runs into some poles, like big, giant light poles, because it's not ready. So this tip is to not fully trust the autopilot and drive responsibly and safely following all Tesla safety protocols. I have a whole another video on all the limitations of the autopilot, which I'll link down below. So that covers today's video. If you have any other tips that I did not cover in this video, please let me know in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for your support. Namaste.